We're back already. Now, question 21. It's the number of solutions based on the discriminant. We've done that. Now, the next one, another common type, which is the straight lines. If you have straight lines, what are the options you have usually? If I do it somewhere, I explain here maybe. The options you get is like one solution, parallel means no solution, or else the last one is overlapping each other, which is infinitely many solutions. So one solution, no solution, and the infinitely many solutions. So you got three options. Now, to get the infinite many solutions, what's the option? We got gradient, exactly same. Y-intercept, the same. And if it is parallel, gradient is same. Y-intercept is different. And if you do the one solution, gradient is different, but be careful, y-intercept can be anything. It can be same or different. Yeah, I explained that before as well in the classes, which is options are these ones. So if you get this graph, one solution, but different y-intercepts. But if you have this one solution with the same y-intercept. So it could be any. So these are the options we need to consider. If you want, you can quickly note that down. Then we'll do the question 22. It's a long question, not long, but it covers everything you needed. So one question is enough to understand the concepts fully. So if you know them, you can go through it. Question 22. And these questions can come across the short answers as well as the extended and multiple choice too. Let's move to the question now. First of all, can we rearrange both equations to y equals mx plus c type? So first one looks like y is equals to 3x plus q divided by p. And second equation, y is equals to 4x minus 20 divided by 5. Then 20 divided by 5 becomes 4 anyway. I just say 4. Easier. Is that clear so far? And then what's your next step? Once you do up to here, what's the next step? Equate the gradients. So we do have this section here and this one. Equate them. Make them equal to each other. So 3 over p is equals to 4 over 5. Can you find the p-value? What's the p-value? Just cross multiply it. 15 over 4, isn't it? So 15 divided by 4. That's done. And then we have to find the q as well. So this scenario, you need to make the y-intercepts equal to each other as well. So grab the y-intercepts equal to each other. So q over p is equals to negative 4. And q is equals to negative 4 times p, which is q is equals negative 4 times 15 over 4. Cancels, which is negative 15. See, we just found the two answers possible for the p and the q. And then the next step is you need to really see which ones, when you sub it in, what are the options we get. So what do you think? If you want to get, maybe I'll start from the infinitely many solutions. So what's the option? Maybe I'll ask Rayon. Can you help me out, Rayon? For the infinitely many solutions? What's the condition? The gradients are equal to each other as well as y-intercepts are equal. So what can you say about the P and the Q value for that? Right? Yep.
Q over P has to be -4.
Q over P. Yes, I think you can start from the gradient because we found the P value by doing what? Making the gradients equal to each other. Is that true? So which is definitely P must be equals to what? 15 over 4. Then you get the same gradient, isn't it? If your P is 15 over 4, and then what's your Q? Q must be negative 15 to get the same y-intercept. Is that true or false? That's true, isn't it? And that's why if P is 15 over 4, Q is negative 15, definitely have the same gradient and the same y-intercept. Yes, that's done. Then we can easily do the no solutions. What's the condition for no solution? Same gradient, so which is definitely P is equals to 15 over 4. But how about the Q then? Q can't be negative 15. Why? If your Q is negative 15, then definitely they have the same y-intercept. That can't be for the no solutions. Because what's the condition we said for no solutions? We said it's only the same gradient but different y-intercept. So that's why answer is that. How about unique solution? Anyone? Unique solution. So definitely P is not equals to 15 over 4. How about the Q? Q also not equals because Q can't be negative 15. Otherwise, you get the same value. I mean, Q, what do you think? Can Q be negative 15 by any chance? Double check, think. Because we said P is not equal to 15 over 4. In that case, you can't get the same y-intercept in a way. So which is definitely these are the options. Is that clear? Any questions, anyone? The way I did it. You can clear the questions because this is the right time to clear it because you're getting close to exams and there's no any other time. Because questions, these are very common in the short answers, extended, as well as the multiple choice. So make sure, analyze them. All good? So those are the answers. Write them down clearly. Cool. All right, let's move on if you're okay with it. This question for homework, give it a try. That is very similar type. I'll write the answer for that. Answer is E. But try them, eh? Don't skip. It's a good question. It's 2005 exam. So like a long time ago. All right, let's try the inverse function. This question. So what's the condition to define the inverse function? Charlie? Was there any condition for the inverse functions?
It needs to be 1-to-1.
Need to be 1-to-1. But by looking at the graph given, is that 1-to-1? The standard graph? No, it's a parabola, isn't it? So parabola is not 1-to-1. What is it? It's a 2 to 1. So many to 1, yeah? Many to 1 or 2 to 1, which is you have to restrict it. So best thing is draw the graph, or else you can do the turning point. So for this question, what's the turning point, Tyler?
3, 1.
3, 1. Perfect. So then, if I draw the graph, it looks like 3 is here, 1 is there. So this is your graph. So you can restrict the function from either neg infinity up to 3, or maybe from 3 to infinity. Either way is fine. So which one they're talking about? They said a to infinity, which is they're talking about the right-hand side. So it looks like restrict the graph from there up to here. So what's your a value? 3, isn't it? So answer is going to be E. It has to be 1 to 1. Cool. All right, let's move on. Question 25. Given the initial graph or the original, ask him to sketch the F inverse. So what's the method of inverse graph? How do you draw it? What's the method? Inverse? We draw the y equals x line, isn't it? We draw the y equals x line. See here. And then flip your graph on the y equals x line. So practice these concepts a bit more, because I was going through somewhere one here, asymptote, and then based on that, your graph is something like this one's roughly. Oops. Yeah, something like turning. So this shape. How's the answer? The closest? With a C? It is a C, isn't it? Only option is C. I mean, by looking at this given graph, what does it look like? This one looks like exponential. And then this definitely becomes the log graph. So you can do either way. You can think of the log and exponential, or else generic form, which is the reflecting on the y equals x line. Okay. Cool. That's easy. All right. These are functional equations. Shall we try maybe question 26? I'll give you maybe a minute to think and get the answer. If you can get the answer, tell me the answer. And this is a tech active. Can use calculator, but still, that's a bit of a trial question. So, question 26. So if you want to use the calculator, what's the method for these questions? I don't know. Imagine your answer is A. Okay, think your answer is A. And then you can define the function on the cast. F of x is equals to 2x. So define that first. If you want to use calculator. So define first. You can do manually as well. There's no issues. I mean, I can try manually if you want. Then you have to figure out what's the f of x plus f of y. If you do the first one, which is A, f of x plus f of y, which is my left-hand side. What's f of x? 2x. What's f of y? 2y, which is same as 2 bracket x plus y. Leave it beside, then try the right-hand side. What do you have? X plus y. Then f of xy, which is what? F of x is 2x. What's f of xy? Which is 2 of xy. See that? So do you reckon this answer and that one are the same? Are the same? Even if you expand fully, I don't think so, isn't it? They're different. That's the reason A is not correct. So somehow you get the same answer on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Okay, so get going. Some of me said makes sense, the technique.
Yeah.
Give it a try. It's a bit of a tricky because you need to try all the questions, all the options to find all the numbers because it's a trial. Cool. Let's get the answer. So I'll give a minute or two just to figure out. I think you can see the answer on the screen. It says C. Okay. Maybe all of you can try the C and see if you can get the answer. So answer is C. But define the C or maybe do manually and see if you get the same answer. 27, I'm not going to go through it, but I'm going to just explain the technique. You can try for homework. Asking to show that x cubed plus 6x squared plus 6x plus 8 cannot be written in that form. So even though they say cannot be written, we try to write it in the form. And then we will realize maybe later from down the track, there's something not right. And that's the reason they mentioned that you can't write on the or using the same form. Technique is you had to write the equations, which is x cubed plus 6x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals to this one. And then fully expand the right-hand side. Fully expand it. And then compare the coefficients. Compare the coefficients. Like compare the x cubed terms, compare the x squared, compare the x and the constants. By doing that, you can easily find the unknown values of the A, B, and the C. So when you're doing the process, you realize something not right. And then you're going to say, hang on now. That's why they say they cannot write. Okay, that's the method. But give it a try and see what you end up getting. So that's the method. Very common question. Expand, compare the coefficients. Which means you should know how to expand the cubics. Under some schools, they have done maybe Pascal triangle. If you haven't done Pascal triangle, you can just do the usual expansion. This one. It takes time, but you can get the answer. Okay, that's fine. I believe all of you know long division. Are you happy with it? Can you move on? Tick. Okay. And I'll write the answer for this. You can try. So if you do long division, you end up getting the 5x squared minus 5x plus 3. And remainder is 0. So try it for homework. If you think you're not the best for the long division, so make sure try some more questions. And that's the plan. All right. I mean, these are common questions too. Do you want to try the question 29, all of you? It's a tech active, but you can do without the guess. Let's discuss. Maybe I'll ask someone. Nowlin, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. So how do you analyze it? So looking at the x-intercept, isn't it?
Yeah, the 1 is a turning point, so it's going to be x minus 1 squared.
Perfect. I'll write that down. And the rest of them, I can say x minus 3 and also x plus 2. And then, is that the answer? Or is there anything else I should do?
Is that the answer?
Looks like, isn't it? Because there's a positive. Is that a positive or negative function?
Positive?
Positive. What do you call these functions? What's the name?
The quartic, I
The
think.
quartic, exactly. Because altogether we do have 4 factors, isn't it? Is the answer there?
Yeah, is it A?
A is the answer. Yes, it is. Perfect. Good. Yep, that's the method. So you can see it's turning here, so it's become the power 2. And it's also a common question. Try that as well. It's a truncus, and very easy to find the B and the C. Maybe Harry, are you happy to help me out for this one?
Yeah.
Tell me what's the B and C first. B value?
Oh, the B is 1.
B is
-1.
-1. So options are these two at this stage. And the C value? C?
2.
2. So option is this one. I mean, what's the answer then? Simply B, isn't it? See, nothing to worry about the A. But of course, can you see your graph is reflected? And that's why your A becomes -2. But you don't need to worry because that's the only option you have. So answer for 30 is B. Perfect. See, some questions are faster. I think we did one question like this before, isn't it? What was the method? Can remember anyone? Like, I think General did that question last time.
Long
Isn't it, General?
division.
Yeah, long division. Do you know how to use the CAS for that? We try to use the CAS. It's in the CAS, I think that's called the what do you call the proper fractions. Maybe try it with the CAS, all of you, just to see whether it's going to work on your CAS or not. So whoever using the TI, do you know where it is? That's in the menu, algebra, fraction tools. Menu, algebra, fraction tools. Then you have something called the proper fractions. And then just simply type that in. Just don't type the y, just type the x minus 2 over x plus 3. And the people using the Casio, that's the interactive on the usual calculator page. Interactive transformations. Interactive transformations. Then you have fractions. The last step is the proper fraction. Just give it a try and see if you can get the simplest form. Because once you get the simplest form, then you can easily see the asymptotes. Just try and see if you can get the answer.
Is it C, so
Answer is C.
C.
Perfect. It is C. Is the CAS works in that method? It works fine, yeah? On the
Yeah.
CAS? Perfect, perfect. So using the TI. How about the Casio? Does that work? Anyone using Casio here? Who's using Casio? I think General using Casio.
Yep.
Perfect. Did it work?
Yep.
Perfect, perfect, good. Hi, Hemang. Hello.
You hear me? Yep.
Yes, I can hear you. So we're up to page number 16, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So answer is C. Let's see what's the next question. Should we go through it? Yeah, we'll try the next question as a practice. So exam 1, it looks like you can't use the calculator, unfortunately. Read and tell me what's your approach. So these questions are nearly 20 years old. That's the whole reason I picked them. Because VCA, sometimes they get the same patterns again for the certain questions. Yes, I noticed like in 2005 exam, some questions very similar to 2017 exam, some questions. So likewise, I mean, it's a rotation. Because the VCA think like, okay, kid's not going to do like 20 years back. Probably they're going to do like 10 years back. So that's why, like, sometimes if you do all the papers, because still maths in certain up to certain level is the same content. I mean, these are all valid still. All right, what's the plan for this one? They're asking to show this particular equation, but how do you start? And that's the only concern we most get. We know how to do questions, but if they ask to show, like, we don't know where to start. Any idea, anyone? Where to start this question from? Where do we start? Let's talk about 3 points, A, B, and the C.
We like first place those points like in the graph just to see.
You can put them, yeah, that's fine. You can actually label those A, B, C, yes. And once you label, what's your plan? Once you label, what's your plan?
Can't
See
we
this
do
one?
midpoint?
Yeah.
Like
What is it?
middle between.
Midpoint?
Yeah.
You can do midpoint, but only concerned by looking at the showing part.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, they talk about the whole function rather than the coordinates,
Oh, okay.
isn't it? It's a bit
Yeah.
tricky by looking at it.
Yeah.
How about one of the easiest ways to start this question is, if you see the point A, B, and the C, they are collinear. What's the collinear means? They're placed on the same straight line, collinear. Means the gradient of A to B exactly same as gradient from B to C. So apply the y2 minus y1 formula for both sections and make them equal to each other. So if I write it a bit more clearly, it's literally like you find the gradient of AB equals to BC. All right, give it a try now, because you got the coordinates on the top. So just sub them in. So what's the point A? Okay, so which is, just use the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 formula. The first one looks like f of negative p minus f of 0 divided by, what are the x values? Negative p minus 0. The other one, does it make sense? It's not hard, just find the gradients, make them equal to each other. Now we can simplify things. What we can do here, f of negative p we can cancel the p out if you want, the one remains. And then we try to get what they want. So it looks like this negative 1, you can bring it to other side and multiply the whole thing. To end up getting f of negative p, f of 0, negative f of p plus f of 0. And then looks like rearranging. So you can see what's the plan, isn't it? So I'll take this to this side and take this to this side. So f of negative p plus f of p is equals to 2f0. Yep, now it's done. So simply take 2 to the other side becomes division. So f of negative p plus f of p over 2. I double check and see if that makes sense. So hard, it's just a bit of working out. Is that clear? And this question will keep on going. If you finish it, I'll just keep this page anyway, but if you finish, you can go to the part B. The part B, let p equals 1. Show that b is equals to 0. You finished writing it, all of you? Let's move on then. Are you okay with the method? Okay, let's see the next one. Part B. Now it says p is equal to 1. I'll just write down my coordinates, maybe easier to see. So given a is negative 1 comma f of negative 1, because I'm subbing p equals 1, okay? And that's why it's become negative 1. And the coordinate b becomes 0 comma f of 0. C becomes positive 1 f of 1. Is that true? Because they say p is equals to 1. Then based on that, I can find the f of negative 1, f of 0, and the f of 1. How? Just simply sub into the equation. So what's the f of negative 1? Sub negative 1 to the equation. So end up getting negative a plus b minus c plus d. So I'll just keep writing them because these are easy. I'm not going to explain. They're all positive. Is that clear so far? I just keep them ready. Then they're asking to show that b is equal 0. Any idea, anyone, the way we can approach? See, this question is easy. Only thing is, sometimes we don't know where to start to get the answer. Sanutmi, what do you think? So how do you go from there, this step? We got all the information ready to get the answer. How do you go from here?
Like solve like simultaneous.
So simultaneous equations. Lot of unknowns, isn't it? Like A, B, C, D, and
Maybe
you only got 3 equations, so you can't really solve like for 4 variables. What do you think? Anything else?
a derivative or something.
Derivative. Good thinking, but only thing in this question, they haven't mentioned any data regarding it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we don't know the turning point, so we don't know. Only thing we did miss out. These questions are interconnected. Why didn't you think of using the previous result or the things they asked him to show? Because this is true, isn't it? Like we just prove it. Which means that's a connection. Like most questions, if you think you're stuck and you don't know what to do, see what you had done before. Maybe previous 2 steps, you had like, okay, something connecting into it. Because mostly when they're building up questions, like part A, part B, part C, there should be a slight connection between them. Unless they say no connection at all. Okay. So that's why try to use this one. Reuse a formula, then you sub all the findings into it. Then try to solve it. See what we get. So equation is, what is it? F of 0. Let me write it here. Okay, try to understand the technique. So that's because that's the most issue in some questions. Questions are easy. We don't know what they're asking. There you go. Can you sub them in? All of you. Just sub all the values you found. This is like 1 anyway. That's a negative 1. F of 0 is D. We know that. It's given. So D is equals to F of 1 is A plus B plus C plus D minus, put a bracket. Don't forget to put the bracket. And negative A plus B minus C plus D. Divide by 2. I'll take this other side. Easy. So 2D is equals to, let's add them up, plus A minus B plus C. I reckon we cancel most of them out. Let's see what's going to cancel. Wait, I think the equation I did, this is plus, eh? My bad. This is plus, okay? Not minus. The actual equation is plus. So just change few signs, so they're nothing much. So this becomes negative. This is plus. That's negative. That's plus. And now cancel. You can cancel the A is canceling out. C is canceling out. And then we have 2D is equals to B plus B is 2B. D plus D is 2D. And then take maybe this 2D to other side. Becomes take away. So becomes 0. 0 equals 2B. So you can say B is equals to 0. That's fine. So you found that B is equals to 0. Perfect. That's a part 2 as well. Let's see if we can get it. So for this question, I think the part B1 got 4 marks because sometimes you get confused, most students, to get the answer for that. All right, let's try the part 2. Hence show that f of negative x plus f of x divided by 2 equals to f of 0. All right, what's the plan for this one, for the part 2? What's the plan for this? It's the same equation again, isn't it? I think you know the values for the f of negative x, f of x. So simply use the same technique and see what you can get. I think we know what's the answer for the f of 0. Maybe get the answer for the left-hand side again. F of negative x, what's the answer? So this is f of x. What's f of negative x? What do you end up getting? So negative ax cubed plus bx squared minus cx plus d. And then ask you to plus the f of x, which is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Can we cancel anything? You can cancel, isn't it? You can cancel these two, that's gone. Also, this is gone. And what do we end up having? We do have the bx squared, 2 of them. Also plus 2d over 2. We know the answer of b. What's the answer of b? We found that before. B is equals to 0, exactly. And what's remaining? Just the 2d over 2, which is equals to d. So that's the answer from the left-hand side. And then, how about the right-hand side? F of 0. What's f of 0? Do you know the answer? It's here, which is d. What do you notice? We got the same answer from the left and the right-hand side. So which is, it has been proved. It's only 1 mark question, but does the technique make sense?
Wait, so how did you go from 2bx squared plus 2d over 2 to 2d over 2 equals
Yeah.
d?
Because if b is 0
Oh, that's right.
in here. Yeah, we just figure out. That's what I say they use like hence. So you can use your previous result.
Right.
Cool. Note that down. Is there any other
Shouldn't the
questions?
B's- So
Yep.
shouldn't the bx be cancelled out?
The x squared been cancelled out. Why is that?
It says f of negative x.
Yeah, negative x. I'll write it here. It's good that you asked me. What's a negative x squared, Harry?
Oh, okay, that's
Oh.
a good point.
So become positive, isn't it? And that's the reason any odd powers then becomes negative. If you see any even powers, they become positive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. So not cancelling out, but in a way they cancel in later on. Good. Cool. Now the down, I think F1 connected. That's good. And Hemang's there already. The mail back. Cool, cool. Wow. Now the done, and let's see another question after that. All good. This question, I reckon, just do the part A only. So the transformation, just a bit of a recap again. Only do the part A. So y is equals to 1 over x. Do the transformations. If they're given any order, just follow the same order they're given. Maybe I'll let you do. So you can usually get the answer of these questions within 30 seconds. And that's the time limit. I'll give 30 seconds. Who's happy to answer the question though? Let's pick a name from here. Any volunteers? Hemang is a volunteer, is it?
No, I'm just looking.
Okay. We'll ask from Mehal. Yeah? Get the answer first, but tell me the answer once you get it.
Just a question. What does it mean when it says a translation of 1 unit parallel to the y-axis?
Good. So if I explain quickly, maybe I'll explain this one first. Parallel to x-axis. If I do that, see, like if I just explain like y the x-axis and parallel to x-axis means which way do you go? See, like if I move, think I'm driving a car, I'm moving this way. Am I going parallel to x-axis, Mehal? Am I parallel to x-axis?
Yeah.
Yes. So if I'm parallel to x-axis means I'm going away from which axis? Y-axis. Is that clear? So this means that same as away from y-axis. So rather done.
But you can
Away
go
from
away from the
y-axis.
you can go away from the y-axis on the other direction as well. So shouldn't they say the direction like positive, negative?
Now, how do you go the other way, away from y-axis?
Because like negative.
You mean this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, still away from y-axis.
Yeah, but shouldn't they say like parallel to the
No, really, because dilations doesn't have a positive or negative. The dilations always it's a
so that's
value.
not a dilation, that's a translation.
Oh, that's a translation. Okay, sorry. Translation of 3 units parallel to the x-axis. Yes, you're right. So in this case, if you say 3 units, that's going to be positive, unless they say negative 3. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. But the concept works for the dilations as well as the translation. Does make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Good. Right. Like, especially, I think there are certain questions they ask in dilation. That's the confusing one. We think maybe they're asking x-axis, but literally they're asking the y-axis. All right. Once you're done the answer, I'm ready to check. Mel, are you ready? Y equals.
Sorry, I'm just kind of still confused about this.
Okay, we'll do it together then. Okay. So dilation. Anyone else did the answer? I want to check the answer maybe first. Anyone? Just tell me. It doesn't matter if you get right or wrong. We can check it out. Who's happy to answer?
I just wanted to say, is it negative 1/2 x plus 3 and then y plus 1? Is that right?
Y plus 1. Did you say negative 1/2 x plus 3 then plus 1?
Wait, can I see? Can I just read a question again?
Mhm. Yeah, so if you do one by one, like this is the dilation, right? Which is half from the y-axis, which is usually if you say y-axis dilation, we get the reciprocal. So half becomes 2, which is your x literally becomes the 2x.
No, I just wanted to show my like solution the way I get it. So I just put x, y, and then I try to put the dilation reflection and then sub it back to the put it
Yes.
back to the thing and then get the final answer.
Yes. So you didn't tell me the final answer yet, or you haven't?
No, I was just saying that,
Perfect.
yeah.
The technique. That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that sounds good. Yeah. Only thing is you put them together, get the final answer. Yeah. Perfect. Now, if I do it here, so literally 1 over x becomes 1 over 2x. That sounds good. And then reflection in the y-axis. What's going to happen? Your x becomes negative x. Is that true? X becomes negative x. So 1 over 2 bracket. I'm just doing the proper concept, but you can write them differently. Can I simplify this? This becomes, I can take the negative out fully. Is that the same? That's the same. Nothing wrong with that. And then translate 3 parallel to x-axis means what? X becomes x minus 3. See? Not the 2x. X becomes x minus 3. See, that's why keep your notes very clearly for the translations and all the transformations. The last step is 1 parallel to y-axis. So positive 1, which is +1. Done. And that's the final answer. May Lisa make sense? Any confusion still?
Yeah, I get it now.
Got it? Perfect.
Sorry, could you just explain why you don't have to say like the direction again? Because like it says parallel.
Yes. So in here, if you say 3 units means its direction is still there. 3 means the positive 3. If they haven't mentioned, it's a positive 3. Unless the question say a translation of negative 3 units to parallel to the x-axis. Then we know that's going to the left. There are
Okay.
certain questions like that. Yeah, this is a weird label. I mean, this is the weaker question, so we can't complain. Yeah, not a trial or anything. So if they didn't mention, it's a positive, unless they should mention. Or else they will say, sometimes they say 3 units to the negative direction. In that case, indirectly they say it's going to be negative 3. So there are a few ways of saying it, but don't get confused. Cool. That's the answer. B you can do for homework. I'm not fussy about that one. Let's see.